All right, here's Think Pink on Spotify.
I have to take my earbuds out for a minute if we're gonna have. Oh. Hey Google, stop. What happened to Barbie's Think Pink song, man?
Yeah. What song was that? I don't even know what that is.
I asked Google to play Think Pink, but man, that was not it.
I don't know what it was.
I don't. Google, let me just say that Google and I have not been communicating very effectively lately.
Oh my God. I don't know.
Hey,
Here we
are. It's the live girlfriends. You never know what you're going to get, folks.
Right.
And we think that things like this are supposed to stop Google. Things like this are supposed to simplify our life, which is part of our Pink-ify moments. And then sometimes they go and complicate things.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Okay, so on that note, here we are in our pink. I'm wearing my pink earbuds for the occasion. Oh yeah, show your shoes, sister.
Oh, my pink Cadillac shoes. Can you see them?
So fun.
Those are the best.
I love it.
Thank you, Kate Spade, for always being cute.
Yes.
You can see the I don't know if you can see the steering wheel right there.
Oh my gosh.
And a rear view mirror.
No detail left on.
I know. I think this looks like fins on a classic Cadillac, right?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That
is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Those are the best.
I love it. I love it. And I've got my little studded.
Oh,
this
yeah, girl.
Something I have worn at Mary Kay events. I don't dash this around the streets of David City, but.
Oh, come on. We're to the grocery store, girlfriend.
I probably should. Oh, there. I got to now tilt back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that kind of show, girls.
I know. We had some comments about the story of my life that my chest does not show up.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Let's turn this big Cadillac boat and steer it in the direction of simplification, which is what, of course, Pink-ify is all about. Pink-ify, simplify. And so let's hear your guys' best simplification, whether like just in general or maybe even during this new little window of life. I know we were going to talk about it. I got to think for a quick minute and think of what, I know what mine is. But anyway, anybody want to go?
April, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Okay, you go.
Okay.
I'm really nervous about sharing mine.
Okay, so since I started since I started with showing the shoes, it has simplified my life because I haven't needed to buy any more shoes. Except for tennis shoes, because I'm walking way more than I ever have, and my running, jogging, walking shoes worn out completely. So that's the only thing. That's it, So it actually has simplified life as far as wardrobe goes.
It really has.
I mean,
It
really. Yeah, I bought a couple new cute tops because we, top up. But yeah, that's about it. So that's it. I guess that's one.
Totally. Ditto on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mine is okay, so before, like I would go, like if I had outside projects, like I love doing home projects and I love doing outside projects, and we have a garden and we are outside always doing something in and out, right? And so before I was really limited and stressed out, like if I was outside and then I had to, wash my hair, get a complete overhaul, from head to toe and da-da-da. So the other day I was like, Mom, let's pray they never invent smell-o-vision, because now simplified. Go out to the garden, dry shampoo, fluff the hair, boom, on screen. Like it is amazing. I mean, how much time I saved? How much time? I was saying, I was nervous about sharing mine because literally little TMI, but I mean, for real, the time, complete overhaul, load the car, go to the appointments. I mean, and now we just don't have to do that. And it is life-changing.
Sure.
Because then I can like go from in to out, inside, outside, do my appointments, total flow of life and business. So, I mean, it's actually been amazing.
That's good.
I
That
love
was
it.
that was far more benign. I mean,
Yes.
I was bracing
bracing.
myself. I was like, what is she gonna tell us? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think mine has been, of course, you guys know, and some of our viewers know, but my family life, I have 6 kids. And so the greatest simplification has been that midway in, I don't even know if it was midway, it was pretty early on, that I created a harmony chart, which is another word for a chore chart, but I was like, we're going to create harmony in our home. So I created this harmony chart, and on it is one day a week that each person has their meals assigned, that they are in charge of making the meal for the family. And so since I've got three older kids, I mean, college and 2 high school, they were on their own. And then Sam cooks with me and Gus cooks with Bill. And then we collectively just do the weekend. But the nights of the week, I only have to really, in theory, I'm only supposed to have to think one night a week.
Wow.
Tuesdays, not Thursdays. However, my high school to be senior son is probably sometimes the weak link on Thursdays, right before I come here, that everyone's hungry and suddenly he's like, I haven't decided what we're going to make. So he was trying to steal my pizzas that I bought in advance for Bill for tomorrow night, because I know Bill is working late. So I bought those for his meal. So I'm like, no, you cannot use those. So there you go. However, it really has simplified it because, and they really love getting into it. It's not as fun anymore. The newness has kind of wore off, let's be real. But early on, they were competing to see who could make the best meal. So it's good.
That's good.
That's awesome. And I love that you named it the harmony chart. I mean, that is amazing. I mean, like, it's just so great. So great.
Yeah, it gives them ammunition because they like to make fun of it. But, you know, they lived, I really believe children live to make fun of their mom. So as my daughter tells Mara, goes, Mom, you really just give us a lot to work with.
You're like, yep, that's my job.
That's right. Oh, mercy. Oh, goodness. All right. Well,
the harmony chart is so great because it's like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like, this is what we're professing.
Yes, exactly.
Harmony in your home. So,
yep.
So
the greatest compliment is when she goes, I'm turning into you, Mom. And she's only 15. So, and she actually doesn't sound like she's too fretting it. So it's all good.
That's good. Thumbs up from a 15-year-old. That's awesome.
That's great. Most of the time.
I love it. So yeah, we would love to hear anyone that's listening, like some of the things that maybe you've done to simplify your life. They can be funny, they can be serious. I love getting great ideas, right? So, or laughing. It's all good, right? So should we get into this?
Yeah.
Let's get started. Okay, so basically we just we wanted to talk a little bit about what is relevant for women now. What do they want? Because times have changed, right? I mean, times change all the time, but this is like fast pass. You know, it's like you pass, go, right? And so we just really want to talk about what's relevant today for women and what do they want. And one of the themes that I think that has come through all of this, all the coronavirus, the isolation, the canceling of activities, is simplifying our life. What do we need to do to simplify our life? And do we want to go back to that rat race that we had before? So that's what women are talking about. If you go on social media, a lot of that is simplifying because frankly, people are liking a little more time to themselves. Now, I don't know, Melissa, if you like all the time in the world with all your kids at home. Sometimes I think they really simplify that, but you don't have as many activities. Definitely in May, like normally. moms with school kids had. A lot of things have changed. And so the one thing that we want to talk about too is pinkifying and simplifying. So when you pinkify, you simplify your life. And what Mary Kay, the company, has done for us, we feel so grateful, is that they've simplified our lives through virtual Mary Kay. And so we know that during this confusing time, we could have just stopped working, right? We could have stopped, not done anything else, made it really complicated, but Mary Kay gave us all the tools that we needed. And now what simplified my life in my business, is being able to, like April said, get dressed from the waist up, looking cute, and dry shampoo. And popping on a video and reaching so many people. I really don't have to drive. I can just, go into my room and turn on my video and talk to people and demo the product. They don't even have to have the product if they don't want to. Or we can send people happy mail. How long has it been since you've had a fun packet in the mail? We get to do that for you as well. So it simplifies your life. You're still able to try the product because we can send it to you. Yay. We can talk you through it on any type of virtual event, call, FaceTime, whatever, Facebook Messenger. I did a Facebook video yesterday. It's so much fun because we can reach more people. So I think it's simplified our life that way. And so, if Mary Kay has never been on your radar before, who knows? Things change. Your life has changed. Maybe you want something different in your life. Maybe you want more of something. Maybe you want less of something. So I would just say, have an open mind. Tonight, we're going to talk a lot about the business, but mainly we're going to go deep into passion and purpose. So if Mary Kay is right for you, great. If it's not, great. We pray that you get something out of this, find a deeper passion, a deeper purpose for your life. Start thinking about it a little bit more, and you're able to share that with your family, with your friends, with all of us. We want to hear that because ultimately, our job is to help you find that passion and purpose. And so I'm going to go into that a little bit. If you were going after your purpose, would you be more passionate in your life? And a lot of people don't quite know what their purpose is, but I do believe that, God has given each of us gifts and talents and strengths. And I know my gifts and talents and strengths are different than April's, different than Melissa's, different than everyone's. And I think what happens is in this life, unfortunately, with social media, with whatever, we tend to compare ourselves. And what I've learned in my Mary Kay business is it's never a comparison. It's a celebration of each other's gifts. And so I can clap for someone else when they learn something new, earn something new, earn a new car, whatever it is. I've learned to be able to celebrate other women. And so we want to be able to celebrate you. And you're going to have different gifts than I'm going to have. So let me ask you this question. How do you feel when you use your gifts to fulfill a daily purpose? How does that feel? What's it feel like? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever written down your gifts? Write them down. Write down your strengths. Take a Gallup Strength Finders test. I know all of us have taken it at least one time here on this Zoom or wherever we are, StreamYard, YouTube, Facebook Live, however we're coming at you. And we each have different ones and we can celebrate those. So one of mine is self-assurance. And I love that gift. And I never really understood that gift before. But the thing that Mary Kay has brought out in me with the self-assurance is that when I make a decision, I don't look back. I just make the decision right. Even if it's maybe not the best decision, I've learned to evaluate that, pivot, turn, and make that decision right. And so that allows me to move forward in my business and in my life. And then also gives me a confidence to help share that with other women. Because when you have confidence, you do have that passion, you do have that purpose, and you are able to share a lot with other people. Because people want to follow a confident person, a confident woman. I know I do. So I've learned not to shrink back from my self-confidence because I don't want anybody to ever think it was arrogance. But what I learned was it's not arrogance at all. It's actually allowing God to speak through me and accepting who he created me to be. And so that to me has been one of the biggest gifts of this business, is allowing myself to look at that in a different way. So we all have a lot of other gifts that we could talk about, but maybe April or Melissa, what is one of the gifts that you have learned to, embrace in order to live your purpose in your life or your business?
You want to start, April? I can jump in a minute because mine kind of goes along with our next point. So go for it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, mine would be, okay, first of all, I'm super jealous that Suzanne's is self-assurance.
Me too. April and I may have had this conversation because we have a couple girlfriends who have the gift that we covet.
Yes.
Well, you all have gifts I covet. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So when you have girlfriends who have self-assurance, they just say stuff and then they're like doing it. They're like so all in after they say it. And we're like, but whoa. We're like, I can't do it. Anyway, what about this? What about this? Okay. So anyway, so mine, however, one of mine that I did not realize was really strong is individualization. Mm-hmm. And so for me, like I used to actually get frustrated, or even other people would get frustrated because I took a long time to actually write a card, or I took a long time to think of the perfect gift for somebody. And, there's some people out there that are just like, I'll buy something, like, who cares? They like this or blah, blah. And it's like, no, it has to mean something. Okay. So even, writing a card or doing anything takes me longer. But what I've learned is that actually really is a way that I can speak into people's lives in a unique way. Is individualization. So, oftentimes like I'll buy a gift and it'll actually mean something, or it's a direct reflection of something they told me before, or, it's that kind of stuff, which again, sometimes it takes more time for it to ruminate. Especially in a card, a generic thank you card is actually really hard for me. I have to, it has to be, I don't know, just direct reflection to speak to what that person did or how it made me feel. And so anyway, individualization, but it really is a strength and that I've learned to embrace. And I just know now, like, hey, if I'm going to have a list of cards to write, like, you need to block out a half a day, and that's just how it is. And we're going to go with it. So yeah.
I love it.
Anyway.
Yeah. And you do it so well. Would you affirm people, April? You always come back with specific things. You pull specific things out of maybe a conversation we've had. I'm like, wow, that is such a gift. So I appreciate that gift from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, by the way, we are spelling the word Pink-ify.
I was just going to say, because you got the passionate purpose, and the I is for impact. And in speaking to one of my strengths that I was going to share, one of mine is activator. And if you've ever, those of you who are watching, if you've ever taken the Strengths Finder or studied it, one word, like April and I share individualization. All three of us, I believe, share learner, right? Yes. I mean, and yet what's unique and amazing and different about Strengths Finder than other personality tests, if you will, is that it's very specific. And that, I didn't mean to use my word, but that is very impactful when it's not like putting, we sometimes fall, I think one of the dangers, and Mary Kay was so wise as a woman when she was starting our company. She knew women want to love their life, make a difference in this world, and believe in themselves. And so she knew that you couldn't put women in boxes. And sometimes personality tests put people in boxes, or we use those to diminish the impact we can make because we say, well, that's just how I am, or that's just who I am, versus really cultivating who we are and letting that make an impact. And that comes from, Suzanne, you were talking about confidence. And when you're in a culture that cultivates individualization in the sense of your gifts, your strengths. And then for me, activator, we have another friend who's like, we call her Activator 3000 because she gets an idea and we haven't even finished talking about it and she's already done it. That is not I will get into action, but my activator is helping people act on their dreams, their strengths, their abilities. And really, this culture helps people to not just have their purpose and passion, not just know their strength, but then be in this environment where, whether someone has activator or not, those of us who are in leadership, it is our job to help find out what lies within that person, and then just with a big punch, help them get out and make that impact. And then I know some of the women on my Facebook page that are watching, Haley in particular, and I share this favoritist quote, and that is that Mary Kay said, "We are raising a whole generation of young people who are going to believe they can do anything because they watched their mamas do it." Or in your guys' case, your aunts, or your spouse believes they can do something because he watched you do it. Or let's be real, we can free our spouses. I mean, all of us have given the opportunity to our spouses to be able to do things that they want to do. We can make an impact when we truly own our strengths, live in our passion. We can make an impact in personal ways because we're in this environment that doesn't put us in boxes. You can really we've talked about it before, find your sweet spot and operate there, and then things flow. When you are just being you, then you can take that and run with it. So I know for me, my fast impact, and then I was going to find out what your guys, if you have an impact story, but for me, one of my greatest impact stories, well, I could have so many because I can see it playing out in my kids right now, but I would take forever if I started telling you how I see each one of them pulling that out. But one of the things that back several years ago, actually a long years ago, 10 years ago, we took a dream that we had and we went and bought a motorhome. I mean, that was impactful to be able to take something that we otherwise would have just talked and kind of just pie in the sky about. And instead, this business, as it gives the opportunity and the impact to just be like, you want to do it? Act on it, do it. And we didn't act on it so impulsively that we did it in a day, but my husband took a year leave of absence. That allowed me to double my income and double my business. And then we did another year with the motorhome. Then the rest of it is a whole different story because we do not own a motorhome anymore. And there are good reasons, which may in fact take us to the end in a moment, which one of the ends is new possibilities, new dreams. Like, okay, check that box, did that, on to something new. But anyway, anybody have, something impactful? I know we're moving fast on time, but anything impactful specifically that you want to throw in?
I'll just say one really quick is that because I understood owning your own business, small business, the power that it has, and being able to live out your strengths. My husband was able to quit a very corporate job and follow his dreams. And I don't know if I would have been able to support him if I hadn't had the background of my Mary Kay business, as far as being an entrepreneur and knowing that it's going to be okay. You know, there's going to be a paycheck where it's going to be work, but we're going to do it. And so I think I was able to more fully support him, which is a huge impact on his mental health, on his, on his life, on his happiness, and what he wanted to do to go for his dreams. So we didn't have to allow, financial constraints or whatever it might be, fears, to impact that decision. It was just, do you want to do it or not? And so I think that was a huge one in our lives, just one out of many, many.
Yeah. Is there anything else, April? I mean, I know we could spend hours just talking about our 2 decades, each of us, of impacts that Mary Kay has made or that it's allowed us to make in other lives.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think just the moving, I've moved a lot. And so knowing that you have your own business, and when you're committed to it and you know that that's what you're going to do, then you can just load in the car and roll out, move to a new state. I knew 2 people and rebuilt my business. And I say rebuilt, let's be clear, Mary Kay, you don't lose anything that you had before. So like it just compounded in my new location. And so, you know, that was very impactful, which was, again, speaking to the husband's dream, that was something my husband wanted to do in that phase. And so we uprooted, he did his thing, and I got a whole new experience with my business. So yeah.
Yeah. So passion, purpose, impact, and then we had a whole plethora of ends that kind of speak for themselves. So we're just going to like see if we can snip. I already started. The end was new dreams, new endeavors. What else? And because it really, I mean, it's like never ending.
Nourish your brain. I think for me, that's like the learning piece of it, right? And the transformation. Yeah. I mean, what did you have in here? Never underestimate the power of the environment that elevates your mindset. That's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
I mean, and of course, it's not a Mary Kay quote. Never, 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 never quit. Is that Winston Churchill? Who was that gets that quote?
I think so. I think so.
I think so. And then, of course, our favorite N word that will bind us all together in our endeavors is do you think we can say it all together? I don't know whether StreamYard will allow us. Ready? On 1, 2, 3. NSD. It stands for
National Sales Director.
I was going to say never stop dreaming.
Never stop dreaming. I know.
It stands for
so many things. So many things.
Oh my gosh, it does. That is the culmination of your K, because it's all about owning your strengths. You know, it could just be anyway, strengths.
Yeah. And the K, keep it simple, you know, keep it simple. And, you know, we talked around the bush here, you know, like a lot of things are encompassed in your passion, your purpose, your mindset, your growth. And, you know, for us, Mary Kay's been that vehicle, but keeping it simple. And I think that is something that, you know, it can deter a woman from starting something new if she thinks it is overwhelming, or if she doesn't see how it can fit in, or she, I don't know, already has a lot on her plate, you know, all these different things. But what we've learned in this season of virtual, now expanding, you know, we still have things face to face, but some people are still 100% virtual. And we have now learned to rock the best of both worlds. And so I would say that it is a way to keep it simple. It can fit your lifestyle. And I think too, when you work in your strengths, it actually does simplify, because, okay, so let's just circle back. Like it takes me a half a day to write a stack of notes, right? Okay, that may seem like, you know, I may be exaggerating, but, you know, a half a day, but I know that there's time invested there, but that time invested is into relationships. And because I'm using a strength that actually invests in a relationship, it's not just time spent. So I think when you learn to work in your strengths, you actually are going to save time in the future, because it is part of you. It speaks to other people. You're made that way on purpose. And it really can simplify your life when you know what you're good at and you are in an opportunity and an environment where you are taught to maximize those and not continue to try to get better at things that you're not really great at. You know, maybe you're forced to do certain things in a regular other outside job, like not something that your own business. And sometimes that can just drain the life out of you when you are not able to really maximize your strengths. And so, you know, and at least knowing your strengths and then having a side gig, side hustle, side gig like Mary Kay, or like any direct sales, since I'm just going to say we're just trying to empower you. The point is that can be an outlet. So like, let's say you're not going to quit your day job tomorrow, but if you had an outlet that you could just maximize your own strengths, your own passion, how much will that trickle over into other areas? You might actually do a better job at your day job if you felt more passionate and in this other area. So I think that's also something to consider about when you're looking at something like this, a side gig that can actually enhance all areas of your life because you are getting better.
Yes.
And April, I'll just comment on that really quick. When I started my Mary Kay business, I was a manager for a big rehab company, and the things that I learned in Mary Kay helped me be a much better manager and better person, really relating to people. My relationships grew and deepened. And I think that was utilizing the strength of learner and input, because in Mary Kay, we get all of that. And then I was able to teach that to other people. And it was just that ripple effect. So I absolutely believe that it helped me in my other business before I became a sales director even. So you're spot on with that. I absolutely believe it. Mm-hmm. Boom. Yes.
Well, and it's so true. I mean, as we kind of circle back around to finishing our IFY of Pink-ify, but the biggest impact that we can have in anyone's life is just owning who God made us to be. And what does Cindy Williams always say? DNA, do not argue, right? That's what she says, that your DNA is God's way of saying, do not argue with who you were made to be. And whether it's officially the Strengths Finder, or when you just know what it is that makes you excited, that purpose that God gave you, that when you walk in that, whether you're walking in that 2 hours a day or this becomes your full-time job. I think that's why women can do this full-time and make an executive income, because they are being paid and empowered to use all those strengths. And this business, whatever those strengths are, you can find the niche, and every individual person can. Mary Kay wanted women to be able to be paid what they were worth versus what a job was worth. And if you are paid what you're worth, and obviously intrinsically we can't ever be paid what we're worth because we are priceless in God's eyes, but being paid what our skill set and what our strengths bring to the table, then even if you're only working 2 hours a week, you can make great extra money because you are living in that strength zone. So you're in the pink.
Yay.
Yeah. Which actually, we learned this week. So in the pink, it was National Pink Day. In the pink is actually a phrase that means in top health, in peak shape, or at the top of your game. And so how perfect that when you are really operating in the pink, that your life is on its A game. And so if you're really going to Pink-ify, we have to finish our IFY, right? And so this is not, we wanted to point out to you, this is not IFFY. That would be iffy. And there is nothing iffy about this. This is like solid as in absolute and done. Not that you need to join Mary Kay per se in order to have it be solid and done, but you can definitely passion and purpose, impact, new days, nurture your soul, nourish your brain, never underestimate yourself, whatever we've got. And then keep it simple. That pink, the IFY in our little Pink-ify is encouraging you, if there's something we've shared that's intriguing, that you want to know a little bit more about, we have the information. Obviously, many of you have watched this show before, so you know the information that stands behind our company and our products, but we could clarify that. I mean, we are a amazing American-bred, American dream team story of our founder, Mary Kay Ash, and the success and the debt-free company that we have. I mean, like, we could spend another half an hour talking about just the information of what our company and products are all about. And we'd love to provide that. And then the F is for the facts, and we can share the facts with you. We kind of have gone over fast facts at different points in some of our shows, but Mary Kay believes in praising women to success. She wants women to have financial security, whether that's the side hustle that April's talking about, or the full-time income on part-time hours that many of us have utilized in the past recently, or the 6-digit income for a woman who is really operating in her strengths and fully in the pink, literally pink Cadillacs and all that fun. But praising women to success, financial security, personal growth. I mean, you cannot put a price tag on that. And of course, the full impact of a well-ordered heart, and that when women have well-ordered hearts, they can serve. I mean, just like a vending machine that is out of order, when women get out of order, they can't serve either. And so we'd love to give you information, facts, and find out a little bit more about you. And so I believe that we will never twist your arm to buy or sell anything, right, my friends? But we will admittingly bribe you maybe with, I think I moved all mine, but I have a whole array of lip glosses. There you go. Suzanne's got the goods. If you would be willing to, first of all, April put our little survey that we would love for you to take, and filling out the survey along with your thoughts and comments gets you in our fun little producty drawings that we're doing to close out this amazing month of June. And then we would love to gift you with a lip gloss for your face, for your feedback, and for listening to a little bit of that info and fast facts, and absolutely finding out about you and your dreams and your purpose and your strengths and your passions. Oh, what color are you putting on?
Pink luster.
Oh, of course. Of course it's pink. So, I mean, it can be as simple, as far as Pink-ify, it can be simplified into as simple as a $30 decision. So we will make sure that you have the information and facts that you would need to find out if this would be for you. And if it's not, we would love to encourage you to just be walking in your strengths and pinkify your life, even if it isn't literally in our company, because we value the women who are walking billboards.
Amen.
So, yay. Well, I do believe that we have shared a little of our pink world with everyone. If I trusted Google, I'd have Google play us out with a little Barbie Think Pink, but who knows what Google would play. So we might just have to wave our pink pom-poms and wave our sweet little hands and invite you. Please fill out the survey and schedule a time so that we can get you a lip gloss, especially for those women who come back and watch this later. This is applicable. A listen for a lip gloss is applicable to you. So let us know through the survey or a text that you've watched this and that you'd be willing to give your feedback. So yay. Okay. Awesome.
Yay! I thought maybe I could find it, but it's not coming up
either.
Yes.
Maybe it must have been a thing of the late 90s.
I have no.
Oh my gosh.
Called Barbie Power Up.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay. Can you hear it?
Not every third word.
Okay, we're gonna end the broadcast now.
Over and out. Goodbye.